Hey guys, Jill from Two Dogs Media. Welcome. Today I'm going to take you through Surfer SEO and Phrase from a content creation perspective. So I know I've been getting asked a lot about these two tools, which one is better. I am never going to say which tool is better, quote unquote. I'm a big believer a lot of it has to do with, what you prefer in terms of structure and usability. Some people love the Surfer content editor. Some people love Phrase just from the look and feel of it. I love Phrase for content creation, and it's become my main tool for that. And I'm going to show you why in a minute. I love Surfer for content optimization, and I did actually cancel my Surfer SEO subscription a couple of months ago, and I kicked myself and jumped back in a couple weeks ago. So, both of these tools to me are awesome. I use Surfer for the optimization of existing content, and I use Phrase for creating new content. That's my workflow. And then the only other subscription I'm using right now is I have one with SEO Power Suite for my rank tracker, and then I have Ahrefs, and that's pretty much it. I just let my SEMrush expire, and that's it. So I'm paying for 3 tools now and nothing else. So with that said, let's get started. So what I did is I went to Ahrefs. I have a shoes blog. I don't really, I'm just using that as an example, but I have a shoe blog. I wanted to find a new article, a review article to write about. I found that best shoes for bunions was a low-hanging fruit that I could probably tackle pretty quick based on my website authority. Again, example. So I'm starting my new content. What are the top 10 best shoes for bunions? I put that into Phrase, and this is the screen I'm given. It's giving me an overview on the right sidebar. Now, I want to stress, Phrase is kind of the new kid on the block. They have been doing a lot of changes. I did do a Phrase tutorial a few weeks ago, and since then there's been a lot of changes. So if by the time you're seeing this video, this might look different. I know they're really tweaking it. Phrase has been great about listening to feedback. They're making a lot of changes. I will try and update the videos when I can, but I just want to make you aware this might look a little different. So this is what you get. You can see I typed in best shoes for bunions, and it gives me that my average word count based on their 16 results is 1720, headers 6, links 2, images 14. This is an average from the 16 results that they found, but we want to refine this list. Okay, so let's click edit. And then we can pick and choose which ones we want to use to compare our article against. Okay, so you want to really, this is the part that's important, guys. Whether you use Surfer or Phrase, it is important to pick the right competitors. So for me, this is a review article. I want to compare my post content against other review articles. So I can see right off the bat, these are all review articles. Okay, best shoes for bunions, 10 best shoes for bunions. This is a store, so we're going to take this one off. Okay, we don't want to compare against a store. Best shoes for bunions, Lucky Feet shoes, best for bunions. And then I'm only going to do the top 10 because I only want to compare about the ones that are ranking in the top 10. So that removes all the ones below. So now I should have just posts that are reviewing shoes to compare against. Let me just make sure the shoe store came out. Healthy Feet store, we're going to undo that one. Okay, and then click Save. Now you can see this has changed. So now my average word is 1488. So I want to have about 1500. I usually do a little bit more than what they suggest. So I'd probably do about 1550 words. Headers 6, links 3, images 9. So this is kind of what you're going for your content. Okay. And then below you can see the content. They just give you a rough outline. So they'll tell you what the H1 tag is, H3s, okay, Healthline, they got a button in here, that's weird. H2. This is just kind of random text, so it just gives you things that they think is important to what you'll need for your content. Okay, so this is a little bit from each of the sites that we just approved. Okay, you can take a look at the headers, see what kind of headers they're using. Okay, links. Okay, now I like this because what this is telling me is the links that they're linking out. So here we got styles with a toe loop. This is linking out to Amazon. Buy on Amazon, obviously linking to Amazon. And I've actually used this to find other affiliate programs I wasn't even aware of. So this is a really good way to kind of see, like Zappos. I didn't think to go to Zappos for an affiliate. So I can now apply for Zappos and use that instead. So that's a good little way to find other affiliate opportunities. And it also is a great way to find resources for, like if you want to do, link to a study on bunions, there might be a resource in here, like Mayo Clinic. So they link to Mayo Clinic about an article on bunions, and that's helping you with your authority. So those are the kinds of things that this really helps you with. And then it gives you some stats. The stats are details within a post that can help you with your authority, because people want to see statistics in their post. How many people have bunions? How many men have bunions? Do kids ever get bunions? What's the level of pain people feel with a bunion? All these are statistics that people are curious about, and now you have it all right here, and you can put it in as a guide. So there's two ways to do content. You can do it as a content brief, send it to your writer, or you can do the content yourself. For the most part, I don't really use writers too often, and when I do, I just let them handle it all. But when I write my own content, I'm always going into the My Content area, and you can see up here, just basic toolbar. It's got all the things that you need, colors, tables, whatever. There's workflows, so you can actually import content from a URL. So if you just want to take in a URL from a competing site, like I could put Family Footwear Center's URL in here, it'll pull in everything from that article. And then there's all these other different things. This isn't meant to be a full tutorial. I'm just trying to give you ideas of all the different things you can do. So for me, okay, what I would do is I go back to overview. I kind of go through and look at, where I want to go with this. Okay. And then I'll look at the topic score to kind of get an idea of what kind of topics I'm looking at. Then I could look at questions. It'll tell me question ideas about what people are asking. Okay, so this is coming from SERPs. You got people also ask. Okay, so when you click on that, that's the little part that's at the bottom of Google. So what shoes are best for bunions? What should I wear for bunions? And what's really cool about this, guys, and this is why I love Frase. Now we're going to get into the good stuff real quick. If this is a common question, I'm going to click on this, and that goes in here. Okay, so now I can do this as an H2. Okay, and then I just need to add some content in there. These are all questions. I can actually are Skechers good for bunions? I could do that as an H2. These become your frequently asked questions, okay, at the bottom of your post. Same thing. You can pull them from Quora, and you can put them from Reddit. Okay, and I could do the same thing. What are the best shoes for bunions? What are the best? So you can pull in as many as you want, and these become your frequently asked questions. Okay, and as you add these in, you can see your topic scores change. Okay, so my shoes for bunions, that increased. Shoes for bunions in the workplace. So you can see this just went to 3 to 4. Our best with wide toe. So you can see all these things are changing. Okay, okay. So these are all changing, and this is going to keep you optimized. This yellow is kind of the content optimization score you want to beat. If this one's only at 44, this should be really easy to get to 44. Okay, so just really easy to go through and add your content. So top results, we go back here. Now I can go through and see what my competitors are doing that maybe I want to emulate. Let's take a look. So open-toed. Okay, we can open this up. It'll give us some information. All 3 podiatrists recommend Birkenstocks for their sturdy foot. Okay, so maybe I want to do a little section about open-toed Birkenstocks. Okay, so now I can add this content right in here. I can go down, take a look, how we picked our shoes, how to shop the best shoes for bunions. Let's see what this says. Oh, this is all great information from a doctor. Maybe I want to add this in. Okay, we'll put this at the bottom. Paste full. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this. This allows me to find content easily put it into the content editor, and now I just have to go through and I'm just going to edit all this. Like even, just changing this line to read something different. You also want to avoid shoes that are too narrow or small. Or too narrow. That's it. Now it's my own content. Okay, so just change what you got. So this is just a great way to build an outline, go through and re-optimize it, make it your own content, check your topical score. Okay, I'm already at 29%. I didn't even do anything. So as I said, 44 will be pretty easy. I usually try and get to the 70s or 80s in most cases, but that's how easy it is to write content. And then I just take it and export it. I just copy and paste it into my WordPress. I am using the Gutenberg editor. It works fine for me. So, but you can export it in different ways and do PDF and all this other stuff. So that's kind of a rundown of creating your content with Frase. The thing about Surfer, okay, so the important part here is the wide toe box. These are all the related terms. Now, the one thing you'll notice, this is in the post that I wrote where I did a comparison of the top 10. So we've got wide toe. These are terms based on how many other competitors are using these terms. So wide toe, 8 sources are using wide toe. If I click on this, okay, you can see these are my usages of wide toe. So I have it in there twice. Okay. But then I can see SERP mentions. Okay. So I can see how other people are using that term. Proper fitting footwear with a wide toe, with a nice wide toe box and lots of plush cushioning. So this is how you can change your content. You can look at other pages, get ideas for how to use that term in different ways. Okay. Same thing. So if I do toe box, which let's do one I don't have, pair of shoes. Okay, it'll tell me all the SERP mentions. Okay, pair of shoes, pair of shoes, pair of shoes. Again, just inspiration for creating your own content. Okay, you can actually do this as well. You can do topic clusters. Okay, this is something I know they're still kind of working on. It's definitely gotten better. Probably still room for improvement, but you can do topic clusters within your post. Okay, titles, headers. And again, not meant to be a tutorial, just kind of showing you around a little bit so you can kind of see. We can blacklist if there's topics we don't want to cover, like we just know they're not really relevant. It does sometimes pull irrelevant topics, and that's, it's expected. There's no perfect tool. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's no perfect tool. So what you can see here, we've got wide toe box, wide toe box, heels, shoes for bunions. Option, you would think, doesn't really make sense. Why would I want to optimize for options? But if I look at this term, okay, and go to SERP mentions, everybody's using it. And when you're talking about what shoes to get for a foot bunion, using the word option might actually make sense because that's what people are there for. They're looking for options. So you definitely want to use that term, even though it seems like it's kind of an irrelevant term. Now, the thing about Surfer and Frase, they use different ways of evaluating this data. So what you see here in the top 10 is not going to match what's in the Surfer top 10. Okay, so Surfer top 10 would be best shoes for bunions, type keyword S, I don't even know what that is, toe box, shoes, which is way too broad, wide toe box, big toe, which that might fit, bunions. So you can see they're very different for the top 10 in the two tools. I've done really well with Frase by working with what they've given. My latest post, I think I launched December 29th for one of my blogs, and it's already at like number 15, and it didn't even get indexed until last week. The indexing times have been really slow. So I think they do a pretty good job. I wait a few weeks. If I see it didn't get to where I wanted it to be, like obviously I want to be on page 1. If I'm not there in another week, then I'll take the post that I did in Frase, then I'll bring that into Surfer and I'll optimize it with their SERP analyzer tool. I won't optimize it in here. I actually do it right in the SERP analyzer. And that's where I get big wins with Surfer. So with the content editor in Surfer, it's just a little different. You still have the same stuff up here. Okay, you're going to edit what competitors you want, same as in Frase. The one thing I like about Surfer a little bit better is the content score, a kind of authority, and they're showing you the words right here, so you can kind of get a feel. The words per page are not super relevant, but if I find one that's like a real outlier, I'll probably delete it. Like this one, it's the store. It's only got 842 words on it. That's an outlier because it's a store page, so I'm not even going to bother with that. So I'm going to turn that off. This one should be turned on. This I do want to compare against. Okay. This I want to compare against. Actually, this might be a store. So I might have to take that off. And then barking. So we'll just leave it at this for now. But now I can kind of get a feel for what's going on. If you click down to content structure, it'll give you, so it's giving me a much higher average of words than what Phrase did. More headings, more paragraphs, images. Okay, and then you can control the terms to use just like you can in Phrase. I can delete terms if I don't want to use them. So you could do the same here. You kind of go through and see which ones make sense, which ones don't. Return I wouldn't bother because it's irrelevant. I'm not a store. I might turn off commission. So you just go through, pick and choose what you want to do. They do have topics and questions in here as well. I feel Phrase is a little bit better with that than Surfer is. I just find it a little bit easier as well. And then you can add notes if you have somebody writing it for you. So we'll do Let's Go. So with this, I mean, there is no way to really bring in the content. So you do have to kind of write it from scratch. And if there is a way to import the content that I'm missing, please guys let me know. So you just have to write your content. And then it's the same thing where as you write your content, you'll start to see all the different things change in the right sidebar. Let's do bunion pain, high heels. So you'll see all the colors starting to change. We're going from red to like an orange and then the green. So as you're writing your content, it'll change. You'll see the improvements on the score chart up here. Phrase doesn't have a score chart, but they got the percentage, which is really the same thing. You're getting your topical score. It'll tell you when you have headings. You can go to headings. It just kind of gives you idea of what headings are relevant from other sites. I don't really use that too often because I never find it to be too accurate. You can do some topics, but again, I can't do anything. Like I can't copy these in or anything like that. Phrase lets you just click a button and have it imported into the content. So that's the thing that I really love about Phrase. So the one other thing I want to touch base on, there was a similarity here where if I click on, let's do wide toe box. If I click on this, it'll give me examples of use. So special features, sporty shoes, wide toe box. So that sounds like a retailer site. Okay, so orthopedic shoes for bunions are designed with a wide toe box, extra depth, offering a pressure-free. So while it's good that this is here, I don't think this is helping me as much as this is helping me. It's giving me the whole little paragraph. So that's one of the things I think Phrase just does a lot better out of the box. It gives me a much more broad look at how the term is being used within the content. So I can really write straight from here. I don't, with Surfer, what I have to do is I have to go, and sometimes I'll actually copy and paste this and see if I can find the page that it's from. It doesn't tell me where this is being pulled from or anything. So I have to do a little more research when I'm doing content editing here versus everything's right here for me. Okay, so these are the two differences between Frase and Surfer. I hope this was good enough to kind of give you an overview. If you have any questions, guys, let me know. I tried to make this as useful as I can. And let me know what you decide. I would love to know if you've used Frase or if you use Surfer for content creation and which one you like better. So jump over to the post and let me know your thoughts and have an awesome day. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.